Welcome on in, my name is PJ, this is a Raid Shadowlands video. In today's video, I think we got a good one. We're going to be talking about a champion that I think a lot of people are sleeping on, new players and maybe old players, and that could help you out in Chimera. I know Chimera is a struggle for some people, and I think this is a great budget option of an amazing legendary that a lot of you guys might have and might sleep on. And who am I talking about? We are talking about none other than... where are we going? We're going over here. We're going over to here. Mr. Old Ghrukkus. So let's take a quick look at his reviews and see if anyone else agrees with me. So we got in Fire Knight, Faction Wars, Iron Twins, Chimera, we got a 3.9. So I think he's a lot higher value in Chimera than 3.9, and let me tell you why. Hold up guys, now is the perfect time to click on my link in the description and get a free Karato as well as 4 more insane free epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Step 1, log out of player and play on PC and uninstall. Step 2, click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Step 3, launch raid and complete the tutorial. Step 4, go to the inbox and claim your first champion. Don't miss out on your chance to get a free Karato after signing up, as well as Uugo, Rector Drath, Tagoar, and Mausoleum Mage as you progress through the game. So click on my link right now and let's crush this together. So he's a force champion, he's support. Let's break his kit down. So the aura is increased speed in dungeons. That's not going to affect us, so it doesn't really matter. The A1 attacks one enemy 3 times. Each hit has a 15% chance of placing a leech for 2 turns, and that goes up to a 20% chance. So you're getting 3 hits, 20% chance of landing a leech, and leech is very important. Now let's take a look at the A2. Attacks one enemy, has a 60, goes up to a 100% chance of placing a decreased speed for 2 turns. Also has a 40% chance of decreasing the turn meter of the target. So you can't decrease the turn meter of the Chimera, but decreased speed is another almost necessary debuff for Chimera. You really need to make sure that they're going slow and you're going as fast as possible, so decreased speed is almost mandatory. And then let's take a look at the A3. So you have an AoE, books down to a 3 turn. This also books down to a 3 turn. AoE, decrease attack, 100% chance to decrease attack, and heal reduction for 2 turns. Decrease attack is another debuff that you're looking for Chimera, helps him hit less hard. And then heal reduction is not anything that we specifically need in Chimera, but is an extra debuff that's going to help you get some of the other trials. Some of the trials you need like 7 unique debuffs on the form, or you need 10 total debuffs, so getting that extra debuff in here is definitely nice. So who is he comparable to? Who am I saying he's a budget version of? Let me know in the comments before I say it, who do you think he's a budget version of? But I'm going to say he's a budget version of Nekmo Thar. So let's take a quick look at Nekmo Thar and remember what this guy brings. So he's bringing a leech, he's bringing a decreased speed, he's bringing decreased attack, and then heal reduction. So let's take a quick look at Mr. Nekmo Thar. So Nekmo, he does have the increased speed in all battles. He is spirit, so a little bit different affinity, which is good. They can cover each other's weaknesses. So he's got an AoE, A1, decreased attack. So he's it's 40% chance, and it goes up to 75 if they have other debuffs. So both have decreased attack. Let's take a look at the A2. AoE, decreased speed, and leech. Old Ghrukkus also had decreased speed and leech. And then let's take a look at the A3. Places increased speed and turn meters. So this is the part that Nekmo Thar is obviously better, legendary. Old Ghrukkus does not bring the increased speed and it does not do turn meter boosting. And he doesn't have the passive that helps boost the turn meter when a debuff expires. But overall, the debuffs are very similar. They're both bringing leech, they're both bringing decreased speed, and they're both bringing decreased attack, which is 3 big ones for Chimera in the trials. I've thought about this comparison for a while now. I just haven't had a good enough Ghrukkus soul or enough Ghrukkuses to like empower him to where I think he would really work in, Ultra-Nightmare. So it's just been like a theory in my head, just comparing them when I was trying to like go through and make teams where like, okay, what can be a more free-to-play friendly team that, or a champion that can pairs with Nekmo but is a Nekmo, because I know a lot of people don't have Nekmo, but he brings a lot of good stuff to Chimera. And when I was going through the debuffs and buffs, I was like, Old Ghrukkus is actually very comparable. Like I said, just didn't have like enough Ghrukkuses or a blessing to make it work. It was all just a theory. But come to a few days ago, we get a new clanmate in my clan, and they actually run something kind of similar. So shout out to Salty Flat Earth, and you can see here the first team they ran 16 trials. Obviously, this is a crazy team. We have Fina, Galthier, nekmo, Lydia, Ninja. Not free to play friendly at all, but we're just focusing here mostly on the nekmo. So 171 million damage, 16 trials. Very, very good team. Now let's take a look over here. What do we see here? Old Ghrukkus. So obviously it is less damage, 155 versus 171, but still pretty comparable. About like 20 million off, 16 trials. 16 trials, so they did the same amount of trials and old Ghrukkus instead of nekmo. So why would they do this? Why would someone use old Ghrukkus instead of nekmo? It's really an affinity thing. So you can see, I'm not sure if we can see here. No, but the old affinity was bad for nekmo thar. At least for the trials, he was weak affinity, so he was weak hitting a lot, and that can be quite annoying. I had to personally, I run affinity breaker on him to try to help with that, but a way around that is instead of using nekmo to weak hit, maybe you could bring old Ghrukkus and make your life a little bit easier. Now, this is a +4, he is 5-star awakened, so it's might not be the easiest to do on Ultra-Nightmare, but I was really thinking this would be a really good like free-to-play option, budget option for people that are progressing into the game, progressing through Nightmare. If you're hitting maybe some of the lower stages, and you see all these teams with nekmo, you don't have nekmo, maybe you have old Ghrukkus, and you can replace the nekmo in the team that you're looking to do with old Ghrukkus and still do very comparable numbers. Like I said, same exact amount of trials and a little bit less damage. I don't know the exact builds on the Ghrukkus versus the nekmo, but we can see the stat, or we can see the sets here. So they're in what was that? Pinpoint, relentless, and speed. So really much just the relentless. You always want to take as many turns as possible, trying to get that leech out there, trying to circle back over to their skills. Same thing with this one. He's probably in the same gear. It looks like pinpoint, relentless, and speed. I'm guessing that they didn't like the RNG with the weak hitting with the nekmos. Again, which is why I run affinity breaker on these bad rotations. But it definitely, running affinity breaker versus relentless definitely hurts your damages overall turns he's going to take. Because with the relentless, more turn meter boosting, more turns the rest of your team's getting. If he's an affinity breaker, he's not getting those extra turns, he's not getting the extra boosting, less turns, less damage. So it is a give and take, giving him the relentless versus the affinity breaker. So it looks like instead of giving the affinity breaker, they decided to pull out the old Ghrukkus. And when I saw this, I was just so happy. I was really blown away. I was not expecting to see that. Like I said earlier, I had a vision of old Ghrukkus being very comparable to nekmo, but just didn't have a good enough Ghrukkus to actually test this out. So it works. Like it clearly works. They got 16 trials. The damage is a little bit less, but it is definitely comparable, and I think that Ghrukkus might be a secret weapon to a lot of you guys that are struggling in Chimera. Because like I said earlier, one of the biggest things that you want to do with Chimera is try to control him. And when I say control him, I mean really control the turn meter. You can't necessarily reduce his turn meter, but you can give him decreased speed, which is going to slow him down. You can boost your own turn meter. You can give yourself increased speed. So giving that increased speed, the decreased speed to him is a great combination. Sadly, Ghrukkus doesn't have the increased speed, but he has the decreased speed, he's got the decreased attack, he's got the leech, and he's also got that hero reduction to help fill in the extra debuffs. So yeah, I am very, very happy. Maybe I'll try it myself now if you guys are interested or not. Maybe I'll try to build a Ghrukkus myself and see if it works. But I think this is even better because now I don't have to use the resources because I don't think I'll personally use him. But we can see that it works, and it's right there on the paper, and and I'm really, really happy. I don't know, I didn't think that anyone would actually ever use him, or if I would ever see someone else use him, but it looks like great minds think alike, and they did it. So again, I think that he's not the best option. If you have nekmo is obviously better, but for these certain rotations where it's bad affinity and or you don't have nekmo thar, I would check out old Ghrukkus. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys think that he's worth it, not worth it. If you guys have been using him in Chimera, maybe this is old news. Maybe you guys are already on the old Ghrukkus and you guys are like, PJ, where have you been? We've been on the old Ghrukkus. Or maybe this is the first time you guys even heard of old Ghrukkus and you guys are like, who the hell is that guy? So if you guys are like, who the hell that guy is, maybe check him out. Maybe he's a little bit better than you think. And if you're struggling Chimera, maybe he might be the answer. Hit that like, hit that sub button if you guys want more videos like this, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.